Imagine a very big shopping basket. This basket is not for one family, it is for the whole country of Nepal. Inside you find all sorts of things people buy. There is rice or bhat and lentils, known as dal. You will also see vegetables or tarkari. Cooking oil and spices are in there too. Even the cost of a bus ride is included. This giant basket helps us understand something vital. It helps us understand changing prices. This is what we call the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. The government sends people out to check prices. These people are like price detectives. They go to markets and shops all over Nepal. They note down how much each item in the basket costs. They do this regularly, perhaps every month. Then all this information is gathered. Clever people use it to calculate a single number. This number is the CPI. It shows if average prices have gone up or down. It tells us the rate of inflation. Why is this CPI number so important? Well, it affects many decisions. The government uses it to make economic plans. If prices are rising too fast, they might act. Businesses watch it to set their own prices. They also use it to think about wages for their workers. Even ordinary people find it useful. It helps them understand if their money is buying less. It shows how their purchasing power is changing over time in Nepal. But, making this CPI basket is tricky. What should go inside? People's buying habits change. Years ago, maybe not many Nepalis bought smartphones, now many do. So the basket needs to be updated. If it is not updated, it will not show the true cost of living. It must reflect what people in Nepal are actually spending their rupees on. Getting this right is a constant challenge for the statisticians. It is a big responsibility for them. Now let's talk about something called CPI clipping. You will not find this term in most economics books. It is not an official phrase, not yet anyway. But it is a useful way to think. It describes a common feeling people have. It is when the official inflation number, the CPI, seems too low. It does not match what people see in the shops. It doesn't reflect the actual squeeze on their household budget. This can be quite puzzling for everyone. So, what could CPI clipping mean in simple terms? It means the official CPI might not show the full story. It might be clipping off some of the price increases. Imagine you are trimming a plant. You snip off the ends. CPI clipping suggests the inflation figure is similarly trimmed. The actual cost of living for many families in Nepal might be rising faster than what the headline CPI figure suggests. This makes people wonder about the numbers. Let's use an example from Nepal. Imagine the price of popular cooking oil soars very high. Many families feel this pinch directly. But if this specific oil has a small weight in the CPI basket, its big price rise has less impact on the overall CPI. Or perhaps people switch to a cheaper, less preferred brand. The CPI might capture the switch to the cheaper brand, but it doesn't fully capture the loss of welfare. It feels like the true impact is clipped. Another way clipping might occur is through shrinkflation. This is when the price of a product stays the same, but the amount you get is smaller. For instance, your favorite packet of biscuits in Nepal might cost the same, but you notice there are fewer biscuits inside. The price per biscuit has gone up. Sometimes, CPI calculations try to adjust for quality or quantity. But these adjustments are complex. They might not always reflect the consumer's true experience of less value. It is important to say this clearly. CPI clipping does not usually mean someone is cheating. It doesn't mean officials are deliberately hiding true inflation. Measuring a nation's inflation is incredibly difficult. Think about all the different goods and services. Think about all the places they are sold in Nepal, from city supermarkets to remote village stalls. There are many genuine reasons why the official CPI might understate what some people feel. One big reason is the basket itself. The list of items used to calculate CPI needs to be current, but people's spending habits change all the time. New products become popular, old ones fade away. In a dynamic place like Nepal, these changes can be rapid. Updating the CPI basket takes a lot of work. It takes time and money. So there can be a lag. An outdated basket might miss key price rises, or it might miss shifts in spending. Then there is the issue of weighting. Not all items in the basket are equally important. For example, rice might have a bigger weight than, say, cinema tickets. This is because an average Nepali family spends more on rice. But what if the weights are not quite right? What if fuel prices shoot up? Fuel affects transport and cooking for many. If its weight in the CPI is too low for some groups, the CPI won't reflect their pain. Their experienced inflation is higher. Data collection across a diverse country like Nepal is also a huge task. Prices can vary a lot between Kathmandu and a rural mountain village. They can vary between different types of shops. Gathering comprehensive and accurate price data everywhere is a logistical feat. Sometimes, for practical reasons, price collectors might focus on certain areas or certain types of goods. This might inadvertently clip price movements happening elsewhere, or for specific items not closely monitored. So, what happens if the official CPI is, in effect, clipped? What if it shows inflation is lower than reality? This is not just a numbers game, it has very real consequences for people in Nepal. It touches their daily lives in significant ways. It can make financial planning very difficult. It can lead to a quiet erosion of living standards. This is why understanding these potential issues is so crucial for everyone. Think about wages and pensions. Many salaries, especially in government jobs, are sometimes adjusted for inflation. Pensions for retired people also often use CPI. If the CPI is understated, these adjustments will be too small. Your pay rise might not cover the real increase in your dal bhat tarkari costs. Your pension might not stretch as far as it needs to. People find their purchasing power shrinking. They are effectively getting poorer, even if their income nominally rises. Government policy can also be affected. If policymakers believe inflation is low, they might make different decisions. They might think the economy is in better shape than it is. They might delay actions that could help control rising prices. Or, they might not provide enough support to vulnerable households. An accurate picture of inflation is vital for sound economic management. Without it, policies may not hit their intended mark effectively. Finally, there is the matter of trust. If official statistics consistently say one thing, but people's everyday experiences in Nepal scream another, it creates a gap. People might say, the CPI is 6%, but my weekly shopping is 15% more expensive. This can lead to frustration. It can erode trust in official numbers and institutions. It makes it harder for individuals to plan their finances. When the numbers don't feel real, uncertainty grows for everyone.